Hey everyone, and welcome to today's Explainer. We've got a fantastic topic today because we are completely tearing down the traditional mortgage marketing playbook. Instead, we're building a totally modern one that's designed from the ground up to make you the absolute first point of contact for homebuyers. Look, the days of just sitting around waiting for the phone to ring, those are over. Today, we're going to show you exactly how to proactively build trust and capture the market way before your competitors even know a buyer's out there looking.
So, here is our game plan for today's Explainer. We're going to start with winning that crucial first contact, then move into creating educational content that actually converts, explore an amazing untapped advantage in financial advisor partnerships, and finally, wrap up with how to deliver a truly seamless closing experience.
All right, let's jump right into Section 1, winning the first contact and the massive digital shift in home buying.
Like we said, just waiting around for a real estate agent to send you a referral is a thing of the past. And why is that? Well, because a staggering 97% of all home buyers are now using the internet to start their home search. I mean, that is literally almost everyone. The reality of the market right now is that whoever educates the buyer first online wins the business.
The Stratmore Group really hit the nail on the head with this. They point out that lenders now have this incredible opportunity to engage with the borrower from the very beginning of the process. You absolutely must push your marketing efforts to the very top of the funnel. You want to establish that trusted relationship long before a real estate agent is ever even in the picture.
So where exactly are these buyers hanging out? Let's look at some modern search habits. With housing affordability stretched and anxiety running high, nervous buyers aren't walking into a bank for reassurance, they're turning to their phones. Get this, 74% of Gen Z and 64% of millennials use YouTube as a primary search tool, and 41% of them use social media specifically for real estate research. They're actively out there hunting for education and guidance before they make a single move.
Okay, moving right along to Section 2, educational content that converts. Basically, it's time to stop pushing rates and start educating.
To really connect, we have to ditch those highly polished, stiff corporate ads and embrace raw, authentic education. And if you're sitting there wondering, is making social content really worth my time? Well, 78% of mortgage loan officers report getting new business directly from their social media efforts. So yeah, for sure, the bottom line is that it works.
Let's look at a really concrete strategy. The myth versus fact format is a total game changer. Take that deeply ingrained myth that you absolutely need a 20% down payment. By busting that wide open and explaining that FHA loans can go as low as 3.5%, or even zero down in some cases, you're providing immense value. That specific type of content drives incredibly high saves and shares on platforms like Instagram and LinkedIn.
Another incredibly effective approach is rate versus reality. Let's face it, when buyers see a high headline interest rate pop up on the news, they panic. But when you break down what that rate actually means in real monthly payment terms and how buying points or using specific loan types completely changes the picture, you totally reframe that anxiety. You take them from a state of panic to feeling educated. This is exactly what helps those nervous fence sitters finally make a confident decision.
So what does this actually look like in your day-to-day content plan? Well, here are the top lead-generating formats you should definitely be using. Try day-in-the-life vertical videos that just show the real, unpolished you. Put out hyperlocal market snapshots to prove you know your specific community inside and out. Create first-time buyer 90-day checklists. People love saving those. Share full client journey stories as little mini case studies. And definitely do partner spotlight collaborations. These formats are so powerful because they naturally move potential buyers out of the public comment section and directly into your private DMs.
All right, let's pivot to Section 3, the Financial Advisor Advantage, where we tap into some highly lucrative B2B referral partnerships.
The math here is honestly undeniable. When a real estate agent refers a lead to you, your conversion rate usually hovers around 35%. Why? Because that buyer is probably getting 3 different names from the agent. But a financial advisor, they almost always just give one name, yours. Because of that exclusivity, the referral yields an astonishing 70% lead conversion rate. Plus, the quality of these leads is just unmatched because the client is literally paying for that advisor's guidance and is highly likely to follow it.
To really grasp this opportunity, think about the classic red ocean versus blue ocean metaphor. Fighting over real estate agents, that is a red ocean. It's incredibly competitive, swimming with other loan officers, and the clients are very price sensitive. But financial advisors, that is a beautiful, wide-open blue ocean.
It's a completely overlooked market with low competition, massive opportunity, and clients who are way less sensitive to price.
So the million-dollar question is, how do you actually win these advisors over? Well, you have to offer them unique value. You can do this by helping their clients navigate tricky cash versus mortgage scenarios, evaluating long-term debt consolidation, or finding the absolute optimal down payment. Here's the secret. When you help a client intelligently finance a home, instead of draining their portfolio to pay cash, you are helping preserve those assets. And that directly helps the financial advisor retain their assets under management and their fees. It's literally the ultimate win-win scenario.
Finally, let's wrap things up with Section 4, delivering a seamless closing and locking in that bottom of the funnel retention.
Think about consumer expectations today for just a second. If you buy a $5 phone case online, you get real-time tracking from the warehouse right to your front door, right? Yet, for a mortgage, which is literally someone's life savings, the process is frequently just a fractured, confusing black hole. Borrowers absolutely expect modern transparency for the biggest purchase of their lives, and too often, the industry completely drops the ball.
And that lack of transparency has very real consequences for your client relationships. At the closing table, only 20% of buyers actually rely on the lender as their primary point of contact, while 52% turn to the real estate agent instead. That just highlights a massive gap in the digital experience. It's entirely caused by siloed systems where the lender basically loses visibility the second the transaction moves over to the title and escrow phase.
The fix here is to completely eliminate portal fatigue. You need to coordinate tightly with your title and escrow partners, and you need to do it using a single cloud-based system of record. When you adopt integrated technologies, loan officers and title companies stop duplicating work, stop dropping vital communication, and drastically lower the risk of losing highly sensitive client data.
Nate Baker, the CEO of Qualia, actually summed this up perfectly. He said, "Increasing efficiency through technology isn't merely about adopting many different new technologies. It's about adopting the right technology." You know, throwing a dozen disjointed apps and portals at your team doesn't make you digital. It just creates total overwhelm and escalating costs. You need one unified system that brings everyone onto the same page. Which brings us to a final, pretty provocative question to leave you with today. Ask yourself, are you simply waiting around hoping a lead falls into your lap? Or are you proactively out there creating that first contact? Because by embracing educational social content, forging high-value B2B partnerships with financial advisors, and guaranteeing a seamless, tech-enabled closing, you take complete control of your funnel. If you apply this modern playbook, you will build that vital early trust, and you will absolutely capture your market. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and keep learning.